Okay, so Bambi has a date. All right. This must be Bambi saying, this is interesting. I don't know what to say. How you doing, my man?
Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
Speech.
Sorry, I was giving a speech.
You know, it does bother me that Bambi is so nonchalant to walk in here with T.O., but this is the same person who admitted that she was dealing with Scrappy while he was living with Erica Dixon. So the more I dig into who she is, I see why you're standing here like this.
One of the most famous faces on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Lil Scrappy, has always been open about his personal struggles. From his journey through love and heartbreak to his family drama, it has all been on display for viewers to watch. However, one of the most heart-wrenching moments came when Scrappy found out that his ex-wife, Bambi, was expecting a child with her new boyfriend. The pain Scrappy felt in that moment was raw, unfiltered, and incredibly real. This wasn't just a storyline for TV, this was the real-life emotional struggle of a man trying to deal with the pain of moving on. Well, Scrappy and Bambi's relationship was never simple. Despite the undeniable chemistry between them, their relationship was filled with highs and lows, passion and arguments, doubts and conflicts. There was infidelity, differing goals, and endless drama that eventually led to their separation. For a long time, it seemed like their breakup was inevitable, even though they both cared deeply for each other. After their divorce, Scrappy struggled immensely with moving on, and the pain of their breakup stayed with him for a long time. For anyone who's watched Love and Hip Hop, it's clear that Lil Scrappy isn't someone who lets go of his emotions easily. His love for Bambi, the mother of his children, ran deep, and despite everything that had happened between them, Scrappy still held on to the memories of their time together. He held on to the hope that perhaps, one day, they could work things out as a family. For the sake of their children, Scrappy and Bambi worked on maintaining a co-parenting relationship that was amicable, and there were times when it seemed like they were making it work. However, beneath the surface, unresolved feelings and unhealed wounds lingered. Even though Scrappy respected Bambi's decisions and wanted her to be happy, it was incredibly difficult for him to accept that she had moved on. The idea of Bambi being with someone else felt almost impossible for him to accept. After all, they had shared a life together. They had a family. They had a bond that Scrappy believed was unbreakable. The thought of seeing Bambi with someone else was unbreakable for him, especially because he still had feelings for her. That completely shattered Scrappy's world. At one of his most vulnerable points, he learned that Bambi was expecting a baby with her new boyfriend. The news hit Scrappy like a ton of bricks. He hadn't expected this at all. The shock and overwhelming emotions that flooded him at that moment were unmistakable. This wasn't just about the pregnancy. It was also about the fact that Bambi had fully moved on with someone else. Scrappy wasn't just losing his ex-wife, he was losing the idea of a family that he had once dreamed of. The man who had been so much a part of her life was now on the outside, looking in. It wasn't just the news of Bambi's pregnancy that devastated Scrappy. It was the realization that the life they once shared was over. This wasn't a simple breakup where the pain would gradually fade with time.
I found it from 10 years ago. You talking about sliding the bitch? You still sitting my mouth is right. You talking about bitch? You talking about bitch? You think a bitch like he's scared of asshole? I drag your ass on my mama, bitch. Do it, Amy.
I definitely plan on using my words with Bambi. That's always my first start as a woman. But don't get too damn about your height or your size or the width of the gums. None of that matters to me. Who getting slid, sis?
You can't even drag your life across.
You done drug it across everybody.
Let me find out.
Let's keep it moving.
You worried about from 10, 13 years ago.
I'ma let you finish.
That I ain't even touched. But did he ever take you on a date?
When your kisses smell my from the front to the back.
I'm never kissing him.
And I hope I don't get bored and let Scrappy do it.
You're a nasty
You have no loyalty.
Rashida, why you waiting? Could you get this bitch some more views on her music post?
I got the feature with Spice that you were begging for. Bye-bye.
It was a stark reminder that sometimes, no matter how much you want something to work, it just doesn't. In Scrappy's mind, he had once hoped that he would be the one to start a new chapter with Bambi. He never imagined that someone else would take that place, especially not so soon. The reality hit hard. The new boyfriend wasn't just a passing fling. He was now a permanent part of Bambi's life. Scrappy tried to hide his feelings, but it was impossible to mask the devastation he was experiencing. His reaction was raw and real. The tears that filled his eyes weren't just tears of sadness, they were tears of regret, of lost love, and of a future that would never come to pass. He had given so much of himself to Bambi, tried so hard to make their relationship work, and now she was having a child with someone else. She said after a moment of thought. Scrappy, who had been a father to her children and had stood by her through so much, now found himself on the sidelines, watching as the woman he loved built a new life without him. For Scrappy, this moment wasn't just about a failed marriage or two people growing apart. It was about confronting a harsh truth. The person he had once loved had moved on completely and irrevocably. His love for Bambi was genuine, and the idea of her starting a new life with someone else was too much for him to bear. The heartbreak he felt in that moment was like nothing he had experienced before. And then, one day soon after Bambi died, his life became. Lil Scrappy had always been known for his toughness. Fans of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta had watched him face so many challenges, both personal and professional. But in this moment, all of that tough exterior melted away. Scrappy, the resilient man who had always prided himself on being able to handle anything, was now completely vulnerable. The pain of seeing Bambi move on was too much for him. His breakdown wasn't just for the cameras. It was an honest, unfiltered expression of the grief he was feeling. It was a side of Scrappy that viewers hadn't seen before, and it reminded everyone that even the toughest people can experience heartbreak. Scrappy's emotional response resonated with viewers because it was something universal. Despite being shown on a reality TV show, his heartbreak was something everyone could relate to. Anyone who has ever been in love and lost it, or who has ever watched someone they cared about move on without them, could understand what Scrappy was going through. It didn't matter that this was playing out on television. The pain was real. It was a raw human experience that touched the hearts of millions of people. In the end, Scrappy's emotional journey wasn't just about coming to terms with the end of his relationship with Bambi. It was about learning to let go and finding peace in spite of the pain. Moving on wasn't easy for him, but it was necessary. His healing journey wasn't a simple one. It took time, reflection, and a lot of emotional work. Scrappy had to let go of the past in order to find happiness again. When the story was over, Scrappy had to let go of the past in order to find happiness again. His story served as a reminder that even when life doesn't go the way you want it to, you have to find a way to recover and move forward. Scrappy's story is one of growth and resilience. Despite the heartbreak, he emerged stronger, learning how to cope with loss and how to find peace even when it feels like the world is moving on without you. It's a reminder that no matter how tough things get, it's possible to heal, grow, and find happiness again. And even though it took time, Lil Scrappy eventually found his way to a new chapter in his life, one that was filled with hope and the possibility of new beginnings.
Goodness, it's so nice.
That's hard.
pictures with Bambi. That's always my first start as a woman. But don't get too damn about your height or your size or the width of the gums. None of that matters to me. Who getting slid, sis?
You can't even drag your height across.
You done drug it across everybody.
Let me find out.
Let's keep it moving.
You worried about from 10, 13 years ago.
I'ma let you finish.
That I ain't even touched. But did he ever take you on a date?
Bitch, when you kiss and smell my from the front to the back.
I'm never kissing no man.
And I hope I don't get bored and let Scrappy do it.
You're a nasty
You have no loyalty.
Rashida, why you waiting? Could you get this bitch some more views on